Republicans in the House of Representatives have been promising to expose the big, massive, undeniable criminal activity of Joe Biden for quite a while now, as we've talked about. And we were told after months of them investigating him, they were going to reveal what they had found. They held a press conference, and what did they find? Shockingly, no criminal activity. Now, we'll dive into more of the specifics on that in just a second, but first I want to get to a clip of a Fox News host, calling out Republicans for having no facts to back up their narratives of criminality. Before we watch that, though, the New York Times nicely summarized this press conference that Republicans held, saying, after 4 months of investigation, House Republicans who promised to use their new majority to unearth evidence of wrongdoing by President Biden acknowledged on Wednesday that they'd yet to uncover incriminating material about him, despite the frequent insinuations that he and his family have been involved in criminal conduct and corruption. Before I discuss more about this with you, here was Steve Doocy's response on Fox News.
And they said that they had a smoking gun, and that was they'd been able to receive 150 of these SARs, the suspicious activity reports, that they say show that some of the president's relatives got paid more than $10 million from foreign sources between the years of 2015 and 2017. And this is their report after 4 months of investigating. But the curious part is, apparently there is no proof, no evidence that Joe Biden personally did anything illegal. And, you know, the Republicans have been looking, they just can't find it. They know that money went into the various Biden family pockets through bank accounts, but they don't know why they got the money, and they don't know exactly a lot of the details. The evidence part is missing. They've got a narrative, but they've got no evidence.
When even, again, a Fox News host is not buying what you're selling, you know you don't have much. So then what is it specifically that Republicans unveiled? The fact that members of Joe Biden's family did business internationally while Biden was vice president, which, guys, Trump himself was making money from international business while he was president, and they don't care about that. But I'll wrap up on the Biden stuff, and then we'll get to the hypocrisy and break down how this compares to what went on under Trump. So back to the GOP report, the main focus, as has been the case for quite a while now, is Hunter Biden. But here's the thing. Not only did they not uncover any connection between Hunter Biden's business ventures and Joe Biden, they didn't even uncover criminal activity in regard to those payments to Hunter Biden. So as far as they've outlined for us, as of now, that was just Hunter Biden engaging in lawful business internationally, unrelated to Joe Biden. Despite this fact, though, they, of course, repeatedly asserted during the press conference that Biden was on the take in some way. Here's how that sounded.
So we believe that the president has been involved in this from the very beginning, obviously. We're going to continue to look. There are, what we've cited today and what we're updating you with today, 4 banks. The Bidens have received millions of dollars from China. It is inconceivable that the president did not know it. We're pretty confident that the president was very knowledgeable of what his family was doing. You've seen pictures with these people. You've seen meetings. You've seen instances where the president took his son on trips during the last year of his vice presidency. And
so this is a common tactic used in situations like this. You present hard evidence of something that by itself is not proof of any wrongdoing, but you show it to an audience while asserting things in a suspicious tone of voice. We saw this a lot with the Tucker Carlson January 6 tapes coverage, where he would play a clip and then his narration would say, oh, see, this proves the January 6th Select Committee lied to you about what happened on that day. And you're watching the video that he's referring to, wondering how it proves what he's saying that it does. But a lot of people go on to believe all sorts of things have been proven when they haven't at all been. So with this, great, you've proven that Hunter Biden made money internationally, a fact we've all known. Where's the link to Joe Biden or the proof of corruption? Was Hunter Biden probably using his name to get more prestigious positions? Yes. Is that super annoying? Yes. But is that a sign of criminal activity on the part of Joe Biden? No. And funnily enough, James Comer, the leader of the investigation, this is from the New York Times, Comer admitted using your name as a family member of a president is nothing new. He invoked Billy Carter, the brother of former President Jimmy Carter, who visited Libya and received a $220,000 loan, and Jared Kushner, Mr. Trump's son-in-law, whose firm has received hundreds of millions from Persian Gulf nations. This has been a pattern for a long time, Mr. Comer said. Republicans and Democrats have both complained about presidents' families receiving money. However, Mr. Comer has conceded that he has no interest in investigating Mr. Kushner's conduct. And so, as pretty much everyone is saying on the left as well, if Hunter Biden committed a crime, charge him. But what does that have to do with Joe Biden? The crimes that Hunter Biden is being investigated for have nothing to do with Joe Biden, and Hunter Biden is not in Biden's administration, unlike Trump's kids were. And let's talk about that. It is So strange, dishonest, but we'll call it strange that Republicans are concerned with Biden's son's business abroad when Hunter Biden has nothing to do, as I said, with the Biden administration, but not concerned with the Trump family's business abroad. Before we even talk about the direct comparison to Trump's kids, let's talk about Trump himself. One of the big obsessions of the right wing has been for quite a while now that Biden is controlled by China. Well, as Forbes writes, President Donald Trump, who declared, "I don't make money from China" in Thursday night's presidential debate, has in fact collected millions of dollars from government-owned entities in China since he took office. Forbes estimates that at least $5.4 million has flowed into the president's business from a lease agreement involving a state-owned bank in Trump Tower. So Trump himself was making money while he was president from businesses owned by the Chinese government. But they don't care about that. And then here's this from CNN.
One of the things that we're looking for in these additional documents is his foreign bank accounts. We have just learned that he did hold foreign bank accounts the entire time that he was in office. In 2015, actually, let's start with 2016. He had bank accounts in the United Kingdom, Ireland, China, and St. Martin. 2017, UK, Ireland, and China, and then 2018 and 2020 just in the UK. The reason why this is so important, we're going to do a deeper dive into all these foreign entities, is because the entanglement that Trump had with foreign business was a huge part of the narrative while he was in office. And now we're going to find out actually how far that actually went. Are there any foreign-owned companies? Who are his business associates? So again, more the other thing.
And Democratic Representative Dan Goldman responded to the clip we just watched on Twitter, saying Trump had bank accounts in China while he was in office until 2018. Generally, you only have bank accounts in a foreign country if you're doing transactions in that country's currency. What business was Trump doing in China while he was president? So Trump had a bank account in China for one of the years he was president, and his businesses made money from Chinese government-owned businesses, again, while he was president, but they're concerned with Joe Biden's, unrelated to the administration's, son's business dealings. And then we can talk about the children of Trump, that direct comparison. Ivanka Trump, who was in Trump's administration, senior advisor, actually had security clearance, unlike Hunter Biden. Again, from Forbes, the Chinese government granted a total of 41 trademarks to companies linked to Ivanka Trump by April of 2019. And the trademarks she applied for after her father became president got approved about 40% faster than those she requested before Donald Trump's victory in the 2016 election. And then from The Guardian, Ivanka Trump's fashion and homewares business received initial approval from the Chinese government for 5 trademark applications days before her father announced a U-turn in policy on ZTE, a Chinese telecoms firm that has admitted breaking U.S. sanctions on Iran and North Korea. The 5 approvals for applications made in 2017 came through on the 7th of May. On the 13th of May, Trump made the surprise announcement that he had instructed the Department of Commerce to help get ZTE, quote, back into business. So Trump actually made a surprising policy decision days after his daughter profited from the Chinese government's decision on that issue. James Comer, where you at? Come on. Not to mention Jared Kushner seemingly using the relationships he made while also in the Trump administration to benefit his businesses right afterwards. 6 months after leaving the White House, this is from the New York Times, Jared Kushner secured a $2 billion investment from a fund led by the Saudi Crown Prince. And wealth funds in the United Arab Emirates and Qatar have invested hundreds of millions of dollars with Jared Kushner's private equity firm. So we can talk about the families of presidents if you'd like to. I gotta say though, I'd be much more interested in starting with the family members that were actually in administrations and hey, maybe the guy who was the actual president and financially benefiting directly. Then maybe we can talk about the Nepo babies using their name to get a bougie job they probably don't deserve. And I'll repeat once again, I don't care one bit beyond my basic level of caring just for human beings. But beyond that, I don't care about Hunter Biden. If he gets prosecuted for something, whatever, do it, law and order. But don't accuse Joe Biden of things unless you actually have the evidence to back it up. Make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel.